what I want to say to y'all, and it's really three words. It's about transformation, trust, and technology. And being a Purdue engineer, I can't help but put it into simple equation, a T cubed. And if you think about transformation and what we need now, we realize that the reality we face as a nation is ever increasing cyber warfare and seamlessly ceaseless intense variations of technological competition. And authoritarian regimes like China are playing a four-dimensional game of diplomatic, military, economic, and cultural chess, but technology is at the crossroads. And that's what we're really focused on. And these guys have no regard for human life. And don't get me wrong, it's not the Chinese people, it's the Chinese Communist Party, not the 1.2 billion people who are not part of that elite Chinese Communist Party. And if you think about that challenge that we have right now, you can see it amping up absolutely every day. You know, one of the questions that I was asked my Senate Confirmation Committee hearing is, so what will be your strategy to combat that techno-economic competition? And my answer was, I leverage the three biggest areas of U.S.'s competitive advantage by further strengthening our relationship with our allies and our friends, leveraging the innovation and resources of the private sector, and amplifying the moral high ground of American values, democratic values, which is really add up to trust. And we've kind of underwent a little bit of a transformation. You think about transformation, that's probably the most powerful word in the English language, because without transformation, without change, you don't develop, prosper, and grow. And when I learned, if you're not transforming, you're not changing, you're dying. And the best way to control the future is to invent it. And we were faced with some challenges with this technological competition. Remember, I came into the State Department. The first thing I did is I met with 60 of my bilateral counterparts, these bilateral meetings, foreign ministers, economic ministers, some prime ministers. And I remember asking them, I go, how's your relationship with China? They go, well, they're an important trading partner. And it seemed like every time they look both ways around the room, they go, but we don't trust them. And that rang bells in my head, because I'm thinking just the year before, I'm standing up in front of that DocuSign audience and all our users saying, we're not in the software business, we're in the trust business. We deal with people's most important documents. Those are the ones that you sign. And you do business with people you trust. You partner with people you trust. You buy from people you trust. And nobody trusts these authoritarian regimes. And that's what really formed the heart of what we came up with called the trust doctrine. And that is these principles that are really those democratic values, what we stand for. Integrity, transparency, reciprocity, respect for rule of law, respect for property of all kinds, respect for sovereignty of nations, respect for human rights. And these have been values, these have been things that authoritarian regimes have been using against us. And the trust doctrine basically was a jujitsu move to take those values that equal trust and use it against them. And that was the development of, we got the urgent mission with 5G, where we defeated China's master plan to control 5G. And now we've got to extend that type of philosophy. And that's really where trust comes in, and the trust doctrine. So if you look at what we've done at the Krach Institute for Tech Diplomacy, it's basically taking and integrating technology expertise. I call it Silicon Valley business strategies, foreign policy tools to advance the development and adoption of trusted technology, because that's absolutely the key. And then we were commissioned to start the Global Tech Security Commission. And that was a bipartisan effort where we have, I think there's somewhere close to over 70 commissioners divided along 3 lines. 15 of our closest allies, we commissioned from different countries, former prime ministers, folks like that. Ones that head up the 12 national security tech sectors, and then also technology strategist experts. And so now you're seeing the fruits of that commission. As Michelle said, we announced that today. Part of those early initiatives is the Global Trusted Tech Standard, what the work we're doing in terms of training tech diplomats all over the world, actually all diplomats, places like the Commerce Department in different countries, and then also the Trusted Tech Network. So whether you guys like it or not, by sure being here, you're a member of that network. And if there's anything I think that I've learned, that I see, that I believe, is that this takes an all-society effort. It's not just the United States government. It's just not the business sector, the technology sector, the finance sector, academic, nonprofit. It requires everybody. Because nothing scares the shit out of General Secretary Xi more than the United States, except the United set of allies. And that's what we've really focused those efforts on, to create that trusted tech movement. And so I don't think there could be a more noble mission in the world in terms of technology advances freedom. Because I think, as we all know, Ben Franklin said, our democracy is just a 250-year-old experiment. It's great if you can keep it. But this, I realize this guy who grew up in Rocky River, Ohio, white picket fence and dog, and 2.5 children. I was 0.5 because I had 2 sisters. They were bosses of mine. That doesn't come for free. And you got to fight every day for that. Because natural order of things, the bad king, the dictator, and the emperor. And that's one of the reasons why I respect not only what our government does, but what we do as a nation. We need everybody to pull together. So I want to thank all of you for being here. I want to thank all of you for joining this Trusted Tech movement, and many of you who have participated in the commission itself and its ongoing. So I guess, well, what's T cubed equal? What's that equation equal? Well, I think it's anything is possible. Maybe it's infinity to the third power. It's probably the highest number in the world. So anyway, I thank you all, and we have a great afternoon planned for you. And God bless you all. God bless America.